Having heard about Sisyphus and a big stone going up the hill, I can only tell you that where I come from, we're not so sophisticated. Our mythological figure is a Newfie fisherman with no hook on his line. So that's the analogous to Newfoundland side of things. Very quickly, I just want to say thank you all on the part of the panel, which I chair. I want to thank you all for an extremely good 3 days as a launch to the overall project. And I want to thank each of the panel members for their help in trying to keep me in line while I try to keep them in line. So with that, very quickly, I want to say this is the beginning of an epic journey. And every epic journey begins with the first step. And I thank you all for your cooperation and your networking to make the network. Oh, excuse me. Following me, Tony and Kelly will bring things to a closure. We said that we would welcome some input from you people to look at that request.
Which request? So Tony said I had to go first. So I made notes. So on behalf of CIHR, I want to thank all of the participants in this strengthening workshop. First, to Tony, to the entire Boeckh family, to Jim Hughes, the president, and to the foundation staff, for being such generous, creative, engaged, challenging in only the best ways, partners in this endeavor. It's really a tremendous journey that we're on. We would like to thank the selection panel, the collaborating selection panel, a newly coined term in the lexicon of CIHR, which I'm sure will emerge again in a different context, for helping us with your knowledge and experience to find the path forward to better improved access and care for young people and their families dealing with mental health issues. To the participants, to the patients, to the family members, to the service providers, the researchers, the community participants, the policymakers, the youth advocates, or however else you label yourselves, we want to thank you for the work that you've done and the work that you still have to do and that we look forward to helping you with along the way. Forging new paths and new relationships is not the simplest thing to do, but it's one of the most rewarding endeavors that you can find yourself a part of. Certainly that's been my experience. We want to thank our expert speakers who provided some inspiration, some pragmatic advice, and some ideas on how to move forward. Our youth advisory panel, who are now really becoming part of our selection panel. I think, you know, even us, we kind of sat in the room and went, well, duh, of course they should be there. But we have to admit, it was not our first thought. So we're learning and opening our minds to a new way of doing things at the same time. We want to thank Jacques, our TRAM partner, Jacques Hedlitz, our TRAM partnership lead. The writing just got smaller at the end. It doesn't mean anything about you, Jacques. And we want to thank you for creating the buzz that got a lot of the people in this room involved in the initiative to begin with, and for keeping us in a really creative space. And finally, to Ross, our facilitator, to the staff of both the Boeckh Foundation and CIHR, who are the brains, the legs, the hands, the energy that actually made this event happen. We, together with the Boeckh Foundation, we await the next leg in the journey and have with a lot of confidence and hope that a new reality is going to emerge. So over to you, Tony.
I knew I should have gone first. You didn't leave anybody out, except Brian.
You can repeat it. They have to hear it again.
Except I want to acknowledge the great things Brian did, the technical stuff, the sound, and particularly the music on the first night. That was really super. But I'll just add a few personal words, because I think you thanked everybody. But again, this partnership with CIHR, we've heard so much about it, but it is real. It's been a fantastic relationship from, with you, Kelly, and all your staff, and Alain, and his great words. I didn't get a chance to respond, but his great words last night. To hear him put such a stamp of approval on what we're trying to accomplish is great. You people are really committed. And that's great.
We're not just bureaucrats.
Well, I've said this quite often, but when we started going down this track with you, and people kept saying, "You'll never get the CIHR to change," and these guys have been so great, so flexible, changing, understanding about what we're trying to do, and hopefully vice versa. And that's why this thing has really been working from our perspective. Also, I just want to say, with regard to all the participants from the networks, you people, there's so much talent in this room, and it's just fantastic to see the creativity coming out and where this is going. And it just leads me to feel, and I'm sure you feel the same way, we're really on the way to making something big happen. And we're both committed to actually making it happen, and it will happen. And it's a work in progress, and we're going to have to jog left and jog right a little bit along the way, but we've got the big vision out there. And as Howard said the other day, we've got we want to be revolutionary, transformative. It doesn't have to happen on day one, but each step has to have that strategic, transformative aspect to it, so we actually do get to the end point where we change outcomes, because that's what everybody wants. And I think going into this, probably all of us were concerned that there's been so many initiatives on mental health in this country and other countries, and they haven't gone anywhere. The system hasn't changed, and that's what we want to do, is change it, and we're going to make that happen. The selection panel, I think we can congratulate ourselves on the, if we're allowed to, but we have picked, I think, the best selection panel that's ever been put together in the history of the world. Yeah, you people are absolutely so impressive, and I think, well, many of you have known each other before, but people that haven't, I'm sure they all feel the same way. And you're such a crucial part of making this thing work and be successful, and it's one of the reasons that we have so much hope that this thing actually will all come together, is because of you people. So, thanks to you. Joel, you've done a masterful job. When something has really worked well is when you don't even think about it. And this has been flawless. I haven't seen anything that say, well, gee, I wish we'd done that or this. You've done a phenomenal job. So, and Carolyn, you've done a great job too. You've been so helpful. And our intern next to you, she's been so helpful too in the front desk. I'm sure most of you have met her. And the youth advisory group. It's such a great idea. It wasn't mine, I don't know whose it was, but to have you people here. And I wish I'd thought of it, but you guys are so smart and so helpful and bring so much energy and a perspective that is absolutely essential. And also, Jim, he was our president, and the CIHR people have worked, for a long time putting this program together, and I think the program has been fantastic. It's evolved in a way that I think, we hoped it would happen, and it really has come together. This creativity is just jumping up all over the place, and so we need a little channeling here and there, but this is going to work. So thanks, Jim, for all the stuff you've done. And Jacques, on your great introductions. somewhere a little long, but it was terrific anyway. You've been a really helpful part of this whole thing. So I want to acknowledge that, and the speakers been terrific. I thought the program was really great. So who have I left out? Ross. I want to thank you, Ross, for being a part of this. You were part of it last April. Your heart and soul's in this, and you've done a fantastic job. Pulling all this together, herding cats is not easy. You done a good job, so thanks, Ross. And who else? I don't think I left anybody out. If I left somebody out, please speak up. But anyway, I'm really excited about how this 3 days has gone and where we're going, and it's a step on the way, but it's a huge step that we've taken. It's been really, it's really exciting and motivating, exhilarating. I mean, all of that. So,
Tony, one person you forgot over here, Michelle.
Yes.
Michelle. Well, I think. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I think of you as CIHR, so that's why I didn't mention specifically. But anyway, Michelle Campbell, it's been terrific and great. And I know how much Jacques appreciates the help you've given him, working with him. So I guess you're free to go if you want to.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks everybody.